enshrined as Carter Gilmore Day, February 1st. Anyway, really proud of our team. This was a really gutty performance, knowing it was going to be a rock fight coming in here. They're obviously going to play with a lot of emotion, as they always do, but specifically when Barnheiser was going to be out. That's always kind of a rallying cry for teams, and I've been on both sides of it over the years. So for us to withstand a 28% shooting first half, defensively be able to keep ourselves in the game, and then not crumble and continue to come out battling and show incredible toughness in the second half. And obviously you make shots, it inspires that and helps that. I thought Klesmet was big in the second half. Tanjay was terrific all game. Blackwell I thought was obviously, when he's playing, he has a chance to be a good player, not sitting on the bench in foul trouble. McGee, and then obviously Carter Gilmore. I mean, that's what a great example of why someone is a Wisconsin Badger. All you locals know his story of walk on to today. He's come the long, hard way, and really proud of him that he's persevered and continued to stay with it. And when that happens, good things happen to people that really work hard and stay the course. And today was obviously his day. It was big. I mean, I thought it was going to be important anyway. Didn't expect to see him banging in threes, but the defensive matchup with Martinelli was going to be hard for 7-footers to play the entire game on him. That we're going to have to use a more mobile forward on him, and obviously Carter did a really good job. That'll take questions. Nick?
You obviously touched on some of the shooting, and I'd love to hear a little bit more about that, but specifically when Gilmore and McGee, Janicki at times in that first half when you guys were clawing back a little bit, how important was that effort from Gilly, of course, and that bench effort as a whole?
That was big. And that lineup of, even the lineup of Amos, Janicki, I think Winter was out there at that time at the 5. That was big. We got some energy out of that group. We couldn't score at the rate that we typically do, but I felt we got some life going a little bit with us. And then obviously, in the second half, to be able to knock down some shots and get the ball rolling a little bit, it was important.
Coach, you guys had 9 turnovers in the first half and only 1 in the second. What sort of adjustments did you make at halftime, considering Northwestern's defense in that first half?
I think the biggest thing was I felt we were way too tentative in the first half, and that's whether you play tense or uptight or whatever, and that's you're going to force. We dropped some passes too. I mean, we had out of the post double, we had some cutters to the rim. We dropped the ball on a bounce pass for when we had layups in front of us. A couple times in ball screens, we hit the pocket, we dropped the ball. So that's maybe a result of playing a little tight, a little tense. We need to just chill out and relax. And usually, obviously, the result in the second half, we played much looser, much more aggressive, much more in the attack mode. Other than Tanjay was in attack mode the first half, the rest of us weren't. In the second half, we got everybody in that mindset.
Greg, just can you speak to the value? There haven't been a lot of games where you've had to come back from 9-point deficits to win, and just can't speak to the value of getting that kind of experience and doing it on the road.
Yeah, I think the experience helps you do that. I mean, I think the maturity of our group showed when things weren't going well. They didn't fracture. The huddles were positive, and obviously we wanted to turn up the aggressiveness from an offensive standpoint. We felt, like I mentioned before, we were just tentative, and when you do that, you miss shots and you turn the ball over. So, but our experience, I think, helped. We didn't panic in that moment, and knowing it's only a 3-possession game, and obviously you knock down a couple threes and you're in a one-possession game. So the experience, obviously this will help us, but I think our prior knowledge and experience definitely showed.
Greg, you've talked about Max just needs to kind of shoot his way out of this slump. Has he stayed fairly even keel throughout all this, despite his struggles?
Anyway, I mean, he's wired pretty hot anyway. I mean, he's like all the guys we've had like that. Davison, Showalter was like that. We've had others that have been. They're just extremely competitive. And quite frankly, the first half on the timeout, I just yelled at him, "Shoot the ball!" Like he was like turning him down. Like, why are you turning him down? Shoot it. And second half, I thought getting to the free throw line was important. Guess saw the ball go in there, and then obviously knocked down the 3 and was much more aggressive. Stop being tentative, and if it's good, let the thing fly.
Does Carter have that green light now for you?
He's had it. His his nickname is Gilly James or LeBron Gilmore based on how you, because he's had some days of practice. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And you know, he just gets in that mode at times, and he's worked on his game, you know, and he understands his role with this team. And we needed him to shine in his role today, and he did. And I'm really proud of him. Yeah.
Coach, for Northwestern, Jalen Leach had 23 points, 7 assists. What made it so hard to stop him today?
And he's a good player. I mean, you get him in the pick and roll, and you know, I didn't think early we were aggressive enough on him, and we let him get confident early. Came off, we were too far behind and not into the ball enough on the first ball screen, almost the first one of the game, and he bangs a 3 right in front of our bench. So I felt, you know, once we got more aggressive on him, and obviously I think Gilmore being on Martinelli allowed us to be a little more mobile and shut some of that stuff off. And we lost him. We lost Barry too a couple times. We lost him on out of bounds play, lost him in some floppy action, took the wrong route. We shortcut stuff, and we shouldn't have. We should have stayed on the tail. And but I mean, he's been playing really, really well. He's really been helping them, and it's a really good experience point guard. You can tell, you can see that experience with how he plays.
Let's take one more. Please, one more.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
when it comes to the aggression, when you started turning that up in the second half, what specific ways were you attacking the Northwestern defense with that aggression?
We wanted to continue to play downhill through the middle of the floor, and if we were going to throw it inside, we had to make sure we were making better decisions with it. But I think that we were just more aggressive at attacking in the rim, and we were able to get in the bonus quick, you know. And once we got to the bonus, we just, you know, that was the confidence and you know, knowing we're going to shoot free throws. Let's keep putting pressure on the rim, and we got loose in transition a few times too, and that's obviously teams are always good in, on offense if you can get some easy ones in transition. We did. We got some fouls in transition, and that helped get us our momentum going a little bit offensively.
Thanks, Coach.
You got one?